up, TATN? It's 9 Mills, the Black Terminator, and welcome to the first edition of Outside the Soapbox. This is a editorial segment where I'll take a topic that is running against the grain of the mainstream and analyze it from a different point of view. I want to begin by saying thank you for your support. If you like this video, please share and subscribe to my channel. So today I'm going to explain to you why Uncle Tom will vote no on Uncle Joe. In the second portion, I'm going to discuss why Uncle Tom will vote yes to Yeezy at risk of splitting the black vote. And I'm going to explain to you why what you've been told about Uncle Tom historically was a lie told by a forked-tongued liar. Now, before your walls go up and you stop this video and say, why am I watching this? You know, I'm from the south side of Chicago.
South side?
Born and bred. And I voted Democrat early and often in every election, as potentially my mom did, and as potentially her mom before her, which should make this even all the more intriguing. Why no to Uncle Joe? Let me acknowledge that Uncle Joe has a decent record on the surface with civil rights. But when you look at it from outside of your soapbox, you're going to realize that historically, Uncle Joe changes his political stance when it's popular to do so. I'd like my president to have some backbone, to be a leader. Leaders look for solutions. Uncle Joe panders to segregationists. Ever ask yourself why Donald Trump respects Uncle Joe so much? Could they be part of the same organization? Uncle Joe opposed school integration. He was a staunch opponent of busing. He championed and orchestrated a archaic war on drugs. I should say black men. He called them thugs. He criminalized drug possession, drug use. Uncle Joe fought to increase prison time, fought to build more prisons, fought to flood our neighborhoods with militarized police. He referred to us as thugs. He pushed for the mandatory minimum sentencing, which took the power from the judge and handed it to the policeman and the prosecutor. Good old Uncle Joe. You ain't black if you don't vote for me. Uncle Joe doesn't care about black lives. In fact, he can care less. Blows with the wind on the issues, caters to segregationists and worst of Republicans. Where is Uncle Joe? Is it okay for him to sit back and say, well, look what Donald Trump isn't doing? Here's a wonderful opportunity for our next leader of the free world to lead the charge now, during this election. Start healing the nation, showing support, solidarity with the people that are in the street, citizens. He won't do it. And or he's afraid of the COVID. Either way, that does not get our message out. Some of these policies, like with the policing, Donald Trump actually signed the executive orders under the leadership of Kim Kardashian West and Kanye West. They had a vision to go to Donald Trump to reverse much of the damage that was caused by Joe Biden, Nancy Reagan, and others who would see me, my brother, my cousin, my dad as thugs. And it's mighty poetic that 30 years later, the fate of the nation depends on these same thugs, or these so-called thugs' family members. So now, After overcharging, over-sentencing, pushing for laws that made crack possession 100 times worse than cocaine possession. Push for laws to criminalize marijuana. And then you might say, well, that was 30 years ago. And I would agree, it was 30 years ago. And maybe it's time that he pays his cosmic debt. Now, this is to my brothers. The Democratic Party is pimping us. The Democratic Party is the good cop, and the Republicans are the bad cop. The Democratic Party is offering you a cigarette and a cup of coffee for your vote, and a whole lot of jail time. They sit around and do absolutely nothing for us. They talk to us sweet, they promise programs, nothing that is a solution. As soon as the election is over, they don't even talk to us sweet anymore. In fact, they don't even talk to us sweet prior to the elections. Nothing. Only until they're forced to do so. Only until it appears that we are going to stand up. The original man. And then they come out with the cigarette and the coffee. And they start talking about hope. It's a pimp game. Some of us know what it is. We are dealing with a two-headed monster. We're dealing with two sides to one coin. Two wings on one bird. We've been conditioned through hundreds of years. Lies, pain, suffering. We've been lied to about everything. But I ask you, my brother, how long do we as men have to have the options presented to us? Just vote for us because we're better for you than them. Are we children? What have they done for us lately? And the Republican Party stopped serving us. And we moved to the Democratic Party. Neither of them are serving us. Your party has said that they will spend their time and emphasis and energy not in areas where they're supported, only in areas where people are on the fence. Does that make sense? Only people who voted for, maybe voted for Trump, we want to spend all our energy getting them back over to vote for us. So they expect us to spend our money to help them with their campaign. And none of our issues matter to them. Zero. They'll talk to you about programs and poverty. Well, once you open your eyes and realize that most of the people using these programs and poverty of the Caucasian persuasion, we have been getting pimped, hoodwinked, run amok, led astray. And anyone who tells you differently is either asleep or complicit. They are asleep or they are receiving a check. This nation had a chance. Post 9/11, they've had several opportunities to embrace you as a citizen. And they've rejected it, and they will continue to reject it. You have to understand, we're the only demographic that votes, pledges their allegiance almost up to 90% to one party all the time. How's that advantageous? All we have to do to get their vote is say we're better than the Republicans because they're racist, when there was a study done, 69% of Republicans when polled said that